Hey guys, it's GirlGotGame and welcome back to The Letter. We have some more variant endings to do. So, today we're going to be starting off with Isabella being alone in a coma, not crazy. So, I have my choices next to me that I need to do to make that happen, so wish me luck. I'll bring you in if something changes, guys.
It's just a guess, since all he seems to do lately is piss you off, so I figure, yeah.
Oh, okay. We're in Becca's chapter, and Zachary is saying this line to us in the foyer instead of at the party inside. Interesting.
And, it's all in your face, actually.
Why does he have to? I don't understand that man anymore.
Like I always say, you should just...
Oh, you can bet your ass we're going to have a very long talk. I'm not letting him off easy this time.
I'm sure he has a good reason. You won't say it, but he likes being around us. Heck, we're probably the only people he likes. He ain't gonna ruin that for something stupid. He can be dense, but he ain't dumb.
Alright, are we good, Zach? We good. Okay, well, I'll take that note, I suppose. And I'll bring you in when something else changes.
2 counts of breaking and entering into private property.
Alright, Chief, hit me with that new node.
3 counts of homicide with the murders of Rose Cooper, Father Norman Lee, and now Hannah Wright.
Well, shit. He's looking at a fine worth £5,000 and 6 months in jail for each count of breaking and entering. I know Zach doesn't have that kind of dough. Well, that's where I come in. I may be stingy with food and an all-around cheapskate, but that sort of thing doesn't apply when my best friend needs a helping hand. Good man, Ash. I can't do much about the jail time, though. But if he's getting pressed with murder charges, that's a whole different story that comes with its own set of problems. The thought of the big guy in jail, framed for something he didn't do. I can't just keep still about it. I can't keep calm. But can I skip? I can. Okay. Good. I will call you guys? Well, I'm going to call him out. I'll bring you guys in.
He's innocent!
When something else happens.
Who can tell my friend what might have happened here? She's still in a coma.
Ah, interesting. Have Marianne tell Isabella. That way she doesn't go mad, maybe? Maybe that's the whole key. It's just having somebody to tell her what happened.
You're familiar with her. She's the agent who sold the couple this mansion.
I trail off, letting the meaning of my words hang in the air. I want to be optimistic about this. Really. However, I'm going against something almost everyone can't quite understand. I'm just being realistic with my chances. McCullough seems to understand this as well after what I've said. Any sign of protest has already died from her tongue, and she simply looks at the taser quietly. After a moment, she just nods. Alright, I guess I'm leaving. Okay, I'll bring you in if something else changes. Okay, well, nothing really changed. Not surprising, since we've had Marianne by herself with Luke before when... Well, and Hannah's been dead, and Hannah was dead in this one, so we had nothing new change. I'm going to bring you in for the epilogue. I'm just clearing out all this stuff because I don't like having new at the bottom of my screen. It bothers me. There we go. Make a save. Well, hold on. Let's see. We have done it. We are free. Now I will make the save. Right here. And then we can look at our branching tree after. Alright, did we get the epilogue we wanted? Isabella, are you sane? Ah. Good night, sweet princess. To date, Isabella Santos remains in a comatose state, unaware of the series of tragedies that have recently shaken Luxburn City. Though her family holds hope that she may still wake up, it dwindles with every failed attempt to bring her out of coma, and each passing day the girl stays asleep. If there's still any comfort they find in this, it's knowing her condition is the only thing keeping her from learning of her friends' ill-fated deaths, aware of how devastated she will be if she ever finds out. Interesting. why does that affect... Why does Marianne being alive affect Isabella being still in a coma versus waking up? That is so interesting. Okay, let's look at this branching tree. We got some nodes. Oh, you two didn't move. I thought, I was hopeful. I was like, where are we missing with you? Look at this. It's all so filled out. You love to see that. I mean, there's so much of that filled out. That's all filled out. Where are you locked in? Becca? Becca? Gales? Madam School Teacher? Okay. Call stuff with going after Ashton. There's a couple of things that we can do there. Okay, we'll probably do that at some point. Is that it? Is it just that little bit? If so, that's delightful. Okay, that is delightful. That's doable. Rebecca is definitely doable. Luke. Ashton Frey. Where are you locked away? I must know. I must figure this out. It's important. Man, look how much this is filled out. I'm so proud. This is so nice to see. Okay, so I have to have Rebecca be dead. And then there's another update after that. I don't know what update. It would be nice if it told you. Okay, so there's like still a few thingoos. That's fine. Let's just check our gallery. Okay, that went up. So yeah, there she is, insane. Now, coma alone. Not insane. Not awake either. Okay, so the next ending we're going to try and go for is Zachary visiting Isabella, which at the very least means Isabella's in a coma, Zachary's alive, and Becca and Ashton will be dead. So I'll see what else is involved with that. We'll start this whole thing again, and I'll bring you in when something else changes, guys. Okay, so we're in Becca's chapter yet again, and Hannah and Marianne are alive so far, so heyo. And now the text has changed, and I'm also coming up to a choice that I haven't picked yet on Becca's route, so we're gonna make some more nodes disappear. You'll love to see it. Zachary had a point back then. Even if a tiny part of me still wishes to believe, there's simply too much working against her now. But is saying such a thing appropriate, given the situation? With him like this, I'm afraid doing so will bring more harm, good intentions aside. Sometimes I resent myself for getting caught between making such calls. And now, we get to pick this choice we haven't done yet. Yeah, I figured he wouldn't like that very much. Doubts aside, this is something we can no longer hide from. Sooner or later, we would have to confront it. However, by then it might be too late, too painful to accept. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if I can at least spare him from that, I'll willingly take on the role.
Ash, maybe it's better if we just listen to them.
The words itself taste foreign in my mouth, their implication even more so.
Maybe they're right. It'd be best if we just let them pull the...
Pull the plug, Becca! Though before I can finish and drop each of their meaning, it is a cup of coffee that hits the floor first. Ashton has abruptly risen from his seat, but it isn't the spreading mess on our feet that causes me to falter. It's the look on his face, disbelief and anger all at once, an intense fire behind his eyes, burning while he stares me down and dares me to continue. All these years I have never seen Ashton this livid. Annoyed, frustrated, maybe? He defaults to those when things never go the way he's expecting them to. Never this furious. And right now, as he towers over me, with his hands balled to a fist and his jaw clenched tight, he is nothing but...
That's not your call to make.
What then? You know what they said when they brought her here. Even now, none of them can tell us if she'll even make it. From day one.
Just because they said it doesn't mean they're right.
Are you still waiting for a dumb miracle? Don't be stupid. She's got 2 specialists working on her, and they both said the exact same thing. Ashton, we're just prolonging her suffering. If Isabella could talk, she'd...
You don't know what she wants!
You don't know that either!
But I sure as hell won't suggest killing her!
That's not what I was trying to say, and you know it!
By the end of it, we're both on our feet. Eye to eye, our tempers meeting each other in an ugly collision after each retort, all spoken without any concerted restraint or care for present company. There's no shortage of venom in each of them, and neither one of us appear willing to give way, even after we've exhausted all we can say. After a long minute, though, it's him who tears his gaze away, but not without leaving the last word on the matter in a voice so strained and quiet. I wouldn't have heard it if the hall isn't as sparsely populated as it is.
You guys can turn your backs on her if you want, but don't expect me to do the same thing.
Hey, don't lump Zachary in with Becca. Then, in one swift movement, he bends down and retrieves the cup. Empty now, its contents a sorry mess on the floor. There's no getting it back, much like every heated remark we've uttered today. No further words are exchanged after that, and perhaps it is for the better. Rebecca found Ashton sitting alone in another hallway with a cup of coffee in his hand. Concerned, she suggested that they should just listen to what the doctor said and discontinue the life support. This made Ashton furious, and the two got into a heated argument, understandably. Only heaven knows how awkward tonight's party will be with us like this. Oh, chapter 5 complete! Yes! I'm so happy. 5 chapters, 100%ed. Let's go! The quiet stretches on further until Zachary shows up in search of us. I hate that it had to happen on such a sad note, but... well, we did it. By this time, the seconds and minutes have already blurred together in my mind. And with that... well, if something changes, it'll be in Ash's chapter, so I'll see you later on, guys.
We joined a contest back then, didn't we? We had to dress you up as a girl and...
I wonder why this decided to play.
No.
What? You looked really pretty. I think I still have that picture somewhere.
Burn it. We're not talking about that again. You promised.
It did happen. Not a memory I'm very fond of, to be honest. I really can't skip this. Huh. Still, laughter escapes me. No matter how embarrassing it is, that moment is one of the few I can remember clearly in my head. I never did found where she kept those photographs.
Seriously, what brought this on?
Nothing. It's just the first thing I remembered.
You're being weird today, Becca. Whatever. Listen, I need you to go home right away. I'm at Salem Well right now and...
Thanks, Ash.
What? Suddenly her voice hitches, almost as if she's in tears, and it sends every alarm bell ringing in my head. For better or for worse, something more than wrong is happening on her end of the line. Regardless, I give her the focus she asks of me. I don't want to think that she is nearly pleading for me to listen. I'd like to imagine that it isn't horror and a deep underlying resignation that I hear in her voice. I'm transfixed.
Hold on, did I do something?
For everything.
For unlocking all my notes in chapter 5.
Rebecca, what?
I'm so glad to have known you.
Wait, what are you...
Whatever her words mean or feelings they carry ceases to matter in this instant. They're all inconsequential when someone, Rebecca's, life might be in danger. This whole thing isn't just wrong. Wherever she is, something's fucked up is going on, and I'm here listening to it right now, helpless.
God damn it, Rebecca, where are you?
A laughter, and then the line drops dead.
Becca? Rebecca!
Dread turns into terror, and the sudden commotion from Isabella's room comes rushing in all at once. Eh? Okay. I wonder why it wanted to play that. Okay, this at least makes sense. I've almost lost Isabella. How did I make the same mistake again?
What do we do now, Ash?
We skip? We skip. Sooner or later, she'll get us like she did with Rebecca. She almost did with Isabella. Interesting. I guess it's because Zachary's alive, Isabella's in a coma, but Rebecca's dead, so some of this counts as, like, new nodes? Maybe it's a different branch? I'll take it. Before that happens, I have to put an end to this. Eh? Okay. I don't know when things are going to change again. It might be soon, it might be a while. It's soon. Hey, I bought time perfectly. Or that one of us is still fighting for her life, desperately holding on to it because she can be quite stubborn like that. Okay. Eh? Yep, okay. Isabella would never let me hear the end of it either if she was here. Though perhaps it is for the better she isn't here to see us. Knowing her, she'll worry, despite what goes unsaid between us. Eh? Okay. With one of us gone and the other unsaid.
Isabella will tell you if she sees you right now.
There's no need to bring her up every time you're trying to prove a point, Zach. I don't want to be told the same fucking thing from last time when...
Ooh.
Oh, but you know it. The way you are right now, she'll definitely be disappointed. Rebecca, too. That's for sure.
Ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding. Story update, story update.
What do you want to hear from me then? If what happened last night didn't tell you how bad...
Ash, just because this whole mean ain't shaping up the way you want it to, doesn't mean there ain't an out.
I don't even know what I'm fucking doing, Zach! Rebecca's gone. Dead. And no matter how many times I apologize to her, we don't even know if Isabella will come back to us. You want me to admit it? Fine. This whole mess is tearing me apart. We should have listened. Fuck, I should have listened. But I just stood there, just judging her, and I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do right now.
We both falter to silence at my words, and an awkward, stifling mood descends between us. Okay. So that happened. We are going to talk to Zachary here. Oh, there we go. I have a choice coming up soon. What do I need to do for that? Ah, be mean. Okay, good to know. For the sake of the one we've lost and almost lost. Okay. You only get in the way. So we'll do that. I also just want to clean this up. It's a mess in here. Perfect. Okay, so that didn't unlock any new stuff. This does. If I remember correctly, it's among the stuff Rebecca brought that first night at the hospital. I'll find out soon enough. I just hope Isabella's aunt hasn't read or disposed of it yet. That'll be a whole different problem.
We already talked about this, Zach. You're not coming with me.
This is a stupid move, even for someone like you.
He's so pissed. Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, look at this. This is terrible, Ashton Frey. You should be ashamed. Look at this. This is not right.
I already told you what I think. Don't make me repeat myself.
Without another single glance, I walk past him, heading straight for my car. He follows, regardless, a different kind for desperation woven in his movements and the next syllables he shouts at me. As if this is a last-ditch effort to keep me from doing this.
This ain't just about you, Ash.
My hand stops a few centimeters short of nudging the door open. Even above the howling winds, his words strike true, booming, echoing, spurring a guilt within me. Despite my silence, he continues. Although his words aren't meant to spite, only to prod, they each cut with the sharpness of a blade.
What makes you think you can do this alone? You're no good to anyone dead.
A brief pause then, taking in a sharp breath and swallowing my restraint, I snap at him. If any sort of guilt comes from this, I try not to show it.
What makes you think you being there would make any difference?
Oh.
We're done here. I need to go.
You hate to see that. Aww, I don't like that at all. Ashton left for the mansion at nightfall. But when he got to his car, he found Zachary waiting for him. Angry at his refusal to accept help, Zachary still tried to persuade him to let him tag along. However, his disapproval of the detective's actions fell on deaf ears. I don't wait for his answer and quickly slip inside my car, slamming the door behind me with so much unnecessary force. In that one moment, one conversation, something also breaks between us. Something irreparable. A different kind of regret. haunting me amidst the silence of my car as I drive off and leave it all behind. And sadly, you are going to die, Ashton. So you're not going to get a chance to fix that. Despite what the doctors have been telling us, despite what Rebecca seems to have convinced herself, I'd like to believe she will still make it through. And when she wakes up, all of this will be over.
Hey, scaredy cat. Hang in there, all right? I'm going to fix this mess we're in. And once you're okay, you're buying a whole month's worth of ice cream. Wait for me.
Aw, so cute. She won't be able to answer, not yet, but I imagine her laughing at me right now, daring me to make good on that silly promise. And I will. Finding the letter among her belongings doesn't take long. In fact, I can even skip through it. Okay, there should be a big-ish part here that I can skip through without things changing. So, I'll bring you in when something does change.
We can tell my friend what might have happened here. He's at the crawl.
Okay, that actually didn't take too much longer. He's instructing Marianne once again.
You know the place, right?
I trail off, letting the meaning of my words hang in the air. I want to be optimistic about this, really. However, I'm going against something almost everyone can't quite understand. I'm just being realistic with my chances. McCullough seems to understand this as well after what I've said. Any sign of protest has already died from her tongue, and she simply looks at the taser quietly. After a moment, she just nods. Alright. Well, back to Skip Town we go. See you soon, guys. Okay, I was gonna say this is really quiet, but finally the music kicked in. McCullough's also with him. Of course, she didn't listen to me, even if I've already exceeded the 15 minutes we've agreed on. Although, color and strength seems to have already returned to her, enough for her to be able to stand unassisted. The empty plate on the counter appears to have played a part on that. Good news, I guess. As for the other one, however... Relieved as I am that he has had the sense not to venture deeper into the mansion, I can't keep but roll my eyes at him.
Zach, I said 4 hours.
I guess this is actually going to be quite a bit I won't be able to skip soon, because I don't think Zachary and Marianne have survived together with Luke. What an odd pairing.
It's been more than that, I think. But that's besides the point. Even G's growing worried.
And how did you even get in here?
All three of us exchange a look. One that I absolutely don't like.
I heard a scream, Ash. Lend me here.
Actually, before... Oops, that's not what I want to do. I just want to make sure, in case something updates here, that I am aware. I think we're good. Okay. Without warning, the door behind me slams shut.
We need to get out of here.
Screw right. I need to get these people out of here. Alright. Let's run through here. And then Zachary should help Marianne. There we go. Clear this once again. Perfecto. Zach helps McCullough first, assisting her up and through the gap. The moment the interior designer's in, I nod for him to go through.
Go ahead. I'll watch your back.
Surprisingly, he follows without any protests. Not that there's any need to. Sometime after entering this room, the whole place has calmed down. But I'm not letting my guard down until everyone's on the other side of this nightmare safe. Alright, there we go. Now we get to hear Luke's tirade again. It's sight enough to lodge a painful thorn up my throat. I've been too complacent. Too focused on other things that I've completely set aside the fact the scumbag will not be too pleased to see us here without knowing our reasons. But even with those, good intentions, curses, and ghostly apparitions aside, we're still trespassing in his home. The question is if he's even aware that the whole of his household has somehow disappeared and he might be the only one here. Likely not. Fuck.
And you. Again. How many times do you have to come back to this place?
Sir, this isn't what you're thinking. Something ain't right here.
Well, obviously, people are trespassing in my home.
Obviously!
What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is? Oh, we're doing good, by the way.
Please, sir.
Oh, please what?
We ain't here to harm you or anything. We're just here to help.
Not a good excuse, especially coming from you. Let's simplify it. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight. Don't worry, I always consider pressing lighter charges if it's a woman I have to deal with in court. Can't say the same for the rest of you. But really now, I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy. This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
Casually, he waves the handgun at them as if it's just a mere toy and his words are no threat. The safety's off on his, nothing stopping him from pushing through with his words. Call me paranoid, but at the slight gesture, I draw my own and level it at him, finger on the trigger and ready to release the safety catch in case things go south. Alright. And now it's time for Ashton to get shot. I wonder if he'll still take the, fire poker to the chest for Zachary.
Sorry about this.
Okay, get the images. He does. Still, man... You guys may have been arguing right up to the end, but you still took that for Zach. Ah, my heart. Okay, I should be able to skip a fair bit here in Luke's chapter until the foyer scene, so I'll bring you in a little bit. Okay, we all ready for the joke? Luke's jokes that he likes to do right before the thunderclap. And from where I stand at the top of the stairs, I can easily make out their forms, recognize them even. It's all gone crazy when these intruders come into my house. I'm no stranger to a cop playing dirty. The smart ones knew that neither life nor criminals are going to play fair. And if one of this wog sort is in on this, I'm not surprised too. Not to mention Mint. Hannah trusted her. I trusted her to be a professional at the very least, for fuck's sake.
Well, well, what have we here? If I were any less sober, I'd say this is the beginning of a joke.
Bloody trespassers. What is wrong with these people? Did they really think I'll be fine with them walking into my home like this? What are they even doing in here? If I didn't know any better, they might also be behind Hannah's disappearance.
That's right, my love.
They must have a motive.
Make them pay.
And it better be a good one.
For all the wrong they've done to us.
Or a bullet to the head is the least all of them will deserve. I don't make a habit of harming women, of course, but this is just crossing the line.
Let's see. A photographer and an interior designer walk into a mansion.
Thunder crackles once again, cutting me off. Eh? No. This time its sound hits close enough that it nearly feels as if the windows and the ground itself are rumbling. All is deathly still for a moment. I don't let it stop me, however, as I slowly make my way towards them, taking one careful step at a time, relishing the expression of fear in their eyes. I suppose there's something ominous in this setting, with the heavy rain outside and the lack of light here. I kinda like it, to be honest. Adds something to the atmosphere. I suppose I must look like the villain now. But short of me getting close to them, a noise to my left distracts me, briefly halting my movements while curiosity takes over every murmurs in my head. And it's a good thing, perhaps, that I did, because as soon as I look up, I see him. Another trespasser. Great. Just as he's about to jump down from furniture that has somehow ended up piled and blocking the door to the parlor. What happened there? And did he really think it's all right to do that in other people's house? Lout.
Teach him, my lord. Put him in his place.
My hand's already moving before any rationale can stop me. Fingers firm at my gun when I finally release the safety from it and take aim. Not at him, but at his friends. They are his, aren't they? Why else would they be here together? Doesn't matter. I know his kind follows some form of moral standard. He won't let an innocent be harmed, especially people he cares about. My finger on the trigger is more than itching to shoot, but I hold back. Sure, I could have simply taken aim at him. But more than seeing him bleed, I want to see the expression on his face once he realizes everything he's doing is futile. He's trapped. Lives are in my hand. His life's in my hand.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home. Can you believe it? I feel so left out.
I can tell the exact moment the realization dawns on him. A short second of his body freezing and blood draining from his face as soon as his feet hits the floor and he looks up. He's already a prey.
Don't worry, I always consider pressing lighter charges if it's a woman I have to deal with in court. Can't say the same for the rest of you. But really now, I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy. This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
It's just a passing remark, of course. I'm not stupid enough to do something that'll bring negative attention to myself. Reputation and all that. I can't just risk it. The thought of having dead bodies here, ones that I'm not even responsible for, they're the ones who trespassed. It's already quite too much. It'll literally be overkill, especially for someone like me. Nevertheless, joke or not, Feathers wastes no time drawing his own gun at the slight wave of my own, even if he knows it's already too late. Alright, we can skip some of this. Ah, interesting. So according to my thing, I didn't actually get a choice for this one. So it must not matter? I will save, just in case. I'll demand... Or should I keep quiet? Maybe I'll keep quiet. I think I'm supposed to get like a variant of Hannah and Luke divorcing. And we're pretty high, so we'll see if that does anything. Okay, so we're a coward. We'll see what ends up happening with that. It's a slow thing. A whisper more than a bang as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan. Blood runs from the ceiling, crawls down the walls, and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of a mansion left in its wake. I don't have to wonder if it is just the foyer that's become this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and the lashings of rain and wind against the foyer's high windows. All of it has been replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere echoing throughout the now horrid walls. Voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
Help! Please!
All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise ring out, a mirror to the horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane. Meanwhile, Steele holds his ground. Brave of him, I have to admit, to not run at the first sign of danger. Though it doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't feel the same fear as the rest of us. I'm not sure how he can even keep himself together, having witnessed the death of a friend. Not that he has any other choice in this. There seems to be no end in sight to this insanity. If anything, this only feels like it's the beginning of the end.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away!
No. Stay away. Stay away.
I'm not afraid of you, you spook! This is one Scotswoman. You aren't getting into an early grave without a fight!
We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
I'm sorry.
Their screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while, a harsh, agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Alright, girl, you gonna make me do this again? Until there is nothing but silence, her horrid smile and pale hands reaching out to me. Girl. Calling, beckoning, pleading. I'm terrified. I really am, like I should be, but I've never been one to truly stay afraid. I've long learned that fear will not get me anywhere. Cowering in a corner doesn't keep me safe, and it will not keep me alive. Not like rage does. I've learned to use this burning hate inside of me to survive. There is no difference now.
Stay away from me!
Why do you wish to leave? This is where you belong, my lord. Remember the blood we share? This is your home. Don't you remember? You promised to return. To stay. Together with me. With us. With people no different from you.
What is she talking about, Luke? What does she mean?
Don't listen to her, she lies. I promised no such thing to anyone. Hannah, you're the one who bought this house. How should I know what she's bubbling about? I never even wanted to be here in the first place.
A terrible case of mistaken identity. That must be it. I'm quite sure of it. I don't know this woman, this monster. Why would I say that to someone like her? Eh? Nope. In my entire lifetime, I've only made and kept sincere promises to a mere 2 people, Hannah Evans and Eleanor Chandler. No one else. The rest of those who claim I promise anything to them can go fuck themselves. Bloody hell, I may enjoy the company of women, but I am not an idiot to start spouting such nonsense to anyone. A line must be drawn, especially if I am to keep myself alive. Yet she still goes on, insists, making me appear a liar in front of these people.
Of course you still deny it. Have you truly forgotten? You haven't changed, I see. Still a deceiver.
She's lying!
You see, my love, nothing has changed. Still no difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck. We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes? Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
She, the monster, reaches out again, her hands a gory, abhorrent sight along with that smile spread across her face. My body's already moving on instinct. Stumbling back, one step at a time in a desperate bid to be away from her. Anything to put distance between me and this vile creature. No matter what she says, I am nothing like her. I need to get out of this house. Out of this country, preferably. Take Hannah with me. We can start a new life out of this dreadful city. Start a family. There's nothing for us here. Her parents were long gone. Nothing to keep us tied to this place. Stroken has likely been taken by this woman, and he's not what binds me to this wretched city. I only need Hannah. We can leave. We can—
Careful, Luke!
My foot steps on something, sending me sliding on my back and flat on the floor. Beside me, a paper, familiar one, flutters down. It's this thing again from the open house, though it feels less like a gimmick and more like a threat, what with recent events. It must have fallen from the detective in the commotion earlier. And with its owner having met a gruesome death, now it simply bears its equally grisly message for everyone in the room to see. Help me. Help me. Help me. Is this it? What they've been telling us? Why everything in my life has gone to shite? Because of some stupid old letter? An invitation indeed. One I am not willing to accept. Not any time. From the top of the stairs, the creature moves again, drawing my attention back to her. Her gait remains slow and awkward as she walks forward, that smile never leaving her. But I won't give her the chance. I am not dying here. I certainly am not giving myself to a hideous creature like her, either. Adrenaline kicks in, and despite panicked gasps and worried glances from the other people here, I pay them no mind as I reach for the main door, and without warning, it slams open, revealing not the mansion grounds like I am expecting. Before my mind can even comprehend what's happening, black tendrils have already coiled tightly around my limbs, dragging every person in the foyer into the room. None of us even get to scream when darkness completely envelops us upon the doors closing.
Understand where your place is now, my love. You belong here. Is it so difficult to grasp? We've been waiting.
Okay, I shouldn't be able to skip here because this is a different set of people. But I will try. There's a moment of panic when the feeling of the tendrils around my limbs finally dissipates. Okay, it's a whole new branch. Luke, at least 1%. Alright, we've agreed to this. As soon as my eyes adjust to the darkness of the room and I'm on my feet, I'm reaching for my knife and holding it out, watching, waiting for every movement. Using it as a way to put distance between me and these peasants. Who knows what they'll do now? We're all desperate to get out of this house. There's only 4 of us in this room. I cannot trust these people not to turn on me. Even Hannah. Bloody hell, even Hannah's giving me the same looks as them now. Though Mint has already gone loon, crouched in a corner and muttering to herself, you can't really say anyone's safe from her. If anything, she's the one I should watch out for. I cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. Not after this. Everything. Everything that I've built has fallen apart. All because these people came into our lives.
You! All of you! This is all your fault!
If I'm dying to this bloody case, I'm taking you all down with me.
Put that knife down, Lucille.
Hey now, Mr. Wright. I know the situation ain't good, but we have to calm down. We're all in the same boat here.
You shut your mouth. If it weren't for you, for this letter, for all of you, none of this would have happened.
And blaming everyone in this room isn't going to get us out of this place. Please put that knife down, darling. You might hurt yourself.
Are you taking their side? You're also stuck in this nightmare, Buttercup. What about the children? Aren't you the least bit worried about them? That creature is out to get us, and you're still defending these people.
I'm not defending anyone, Luke. I'm just trying to be reasonable when you're clearly not.
Oh, of course you're not. You're just the one who bought this bloody mansion to begin with. If I didn't know any better, you did this on purpose.
Why, no. Why would I ever do that? This was only meant to be an anniversary gift. For you. For us. For the family we're going to have.
Right, anniversary gift. Oh, here's your gift, darling. Oh, by the way, there's a curse included in that package. I hope that's all right. Are you really that eager to get rid of me, Hannah? Because if that's what you've been meaning to do all this time, you might as well just put a knife in my back while I'm...
Suddenly, Hannah steps up and slaps the knife away from my hand. Said knife slides uselessly under the table out of my reach. Before my mind registers what's happening, a sharp blow explodes in the side of my head, sending me reeling backwards. She merely stands before me afterwards, without even batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might just rip my head off in this instant. Sometimes I forget.
Don't you dare, Luke. Don't you dare imply I've ever thought of you that way.
That Hannah is never the weak woman I believed her to be. You know, it just occurs to me that Hannah is in a room with all three of her love interests, and that's pretty awesome. You go, girl. How did I come to think of her as such? She used to be someone I can look up to, isn't she? When you look at her now, the way she stands tall facing a man like me, the same way she has done so all those years ago, I can't help but think, am I not responsible for taking that part of herself away from her? Enjoy your time as Mrs. Luke Wright. What a bunch of shite. Realizing this, I can only look away when she reaches up and places a hand on my face. Gone is the anger in it, and only a soft smile remains while she looks at me with a shine in her eyes. The 7 years we've been together, I've only been nothing but a piece of shite to her. Yet here she is, still smiling at me the way she has done so many years ago. It's impossible not to feel like a complete and utter trash like this. She has an uncanny way of doing that to me, really. Especially when she takes my hand in hers and places it right in her tummy. Right where 2 tiny babies are still growing. Ours.
Love, look at me. We've already talked about this. If we are still going to do this, it has to be the 2 of us. I will stay with you, but things are going to have to change if we want this to work. We can't keep doubting each other like this.
Not until we find a way out of here.
I'm sure we can. Maybe they know something we don't.
You're going to rely on them for that? These peasants who brought this on us?
You keep that rude mouth running, Whiskey, and see if any of us here will help you out of this place.
Woo, go Mint. The gall of these people. Bloody peasants. My head's already aching just listening to their attempts to defend themselves. Did they all take me for someone with half a brain? I should have just stabbed all of them and made a run for it. It doesn't help that with each second we spend talking here, the crazier this whole place gets. One of us here in particular. Without warning, amidst the furor, Mint snatches the paper out of my hand. It's a miracle it didn't rip right there and there, but the way she glares at it, I think she may want to do exactly that.
It's this thing's fault! We should have gotten rid of this thing! We should have burned it at the first opportunity we got! There were children! Victims! All because they had no idea what this thing will do to them! Oh God, those poor souls! They were screaming and begging before she... This cursed thing has to go!
She's losing grip with reality, she is. A crazy woman is the last thing I want to deal with, for fuck's sake. The whole world has already gone bonkers as it is. Mint, your timing is atrocious. I like that Zach didn't even try to interrupt her. The voices have also become louder and somehow sounding more vicious. If the things in this room start floating, mark my words, I will fucking flip out. And they may not be thinking of it right now, but eventually, They'll turn on me. Such is the nature of humans. I can't let that happen. Fuck, I still have so much to do! Better find a way out of this place as soon as possible if I want to stay alive. And what else is the source of our problem but that sodding letter? Burning this doesn't seem sound, but who knows? We don't understand a shite about this place. Might as well try everything, yeah? Mint may have a point, as questionable as her judgment is right now. Whatever works. If I also have to be the one to make that bloody decision, so be it. And it's an easy decision to make, especially with these cries growing louder. I'm getting tired of it, really. I simply have to act fast. Think fast. And what else is the root cause of our problems but that letter? No need to make things more complicated. It started from there, why won't it end there? If what Mint has said is true, then there's all the more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before anyone can think of passing it on to someone else. Before the situation can stretch on far too long for my taste, I snatch the blasted paper away.
Give me that.
For a second she appears offended until I take out Mum's lighter. The sight of it shuts them all up. But I have no need for their opinion. In the next moment, I'm already setting the letter on fire. Okay, we might be able to skip from here. Yes. Delightful. Okay. Whew. Paused it just in time again. Huzzah. Alright. He agreed with the crazy Marianne McCulloch. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna save there. Let's see if we got the ending we were trying to go for, which was Zach revisiting Isabella, which we should get. I might get another ending with Luke and Hannah, but we'll see. Alright, epilogue, what you got for me? Okay. If it was a variant there, it wasn't different enough to stop it. Aww. On his good days, he visits Isabella Santos. Bringing little stories he has no idea if she ever hears, but tells, nevertheless, carrying a small prayer that he won't lose her as well. Although he wants to remain optimistic on her chances, it dwindles with every failed attempt of the doctors to bring her out of coma, and each passing day the girl stays asleep. Amidst the constant beeping of machines in her room, he can only hope. Okay. So, if we can skip ahead, thank you. Let's check out the gallery. Alright, 75%. So we got that. I guess it would be... Oh, friendship bads at 100. Okay. So we've got all the 100% friendship bads as well. Good. I don't remember if that was at 100 before. I don't think it was. Okay, so we must have got this, which was the last one. Sweet. We're only missing one? We're only missing one good friendship ending. That's good to know. This we can't get until the true end. This is Rebecca visiting Isabella. This is Ashton visiting Isabella. I can't remember what these two are. Have to see later. Okay. Alright. It's pretty good. And let's take a look at our branching tree. Luke, Mr. Lucille Wright, Mitchell Wright. Thank you. You gave me 1%, like I asked. And you went up 2%, Mr. Ashton Frey. Thank you very much for that, indeed. Okay. Only 8% more for Ashton. We're almost at 50 with Luke. I wonder by the time I finish all the variant ends if I'll be at 50. Maybe not. The true ending thing should help a bit with that. But anyway, that's pretty darn good. I think we're going to call it there for a run, though, guys. We got a couple of endings that we were going for, and finished off Becca's chapter. So that's 5 chapters at 100%, which is super satisfying. And Ashton's well on his way. We may, fingers crossed, may get him to 100% before the game's over, too. But thank you guys for joining me. Next time, we'll have Becca keep our girl company. Until next time, I will see you later.